Welcome to Lou Mancuso's Up Close and Personal.
So here in episode 4, I'm going to talk about how the Sebring Flight Academy differs from other flying schools. The Sebring Flight Academy uses exclusively light sport aircraft. What does that mean? Well, it means you get to fly in a 51-inch cabin that's so wide, and you have a brand new plane instead of maybe a 30, 40-year-old plane. You have modern avionics. You have the latest and greatest technology. Because it's a light sport plane, it's certified under ASTM rules. What does that mean? For 100 years in America, the electrical and plumbing industry is governed under ASTM standard rules. The Cessnas, Pipers, Cirruses, they're all certified under FAA rules. So in 2005, the pilot population was dwindling so badly, they said, we need to do something about that. We need to make the regulations less cumbersome to be able to bring new products to the marketplace. So people said, oh, that's not going to work. And they said, the people that were in favor of this said, look at the accident rate of experimental aircraft. So the biggest show in America is Oshkosh, loaded with experimental aircraft. And they realized when they looked at the accident rates, the experimental aircraft, which were built in people's garages, were having almost as good an accident record as the factory-built planes. So they said, why don't we come up with new rules and make it less expensive to bring a plane to the marketplace? So they said they would use ASTM, and then the light sport world blossomed with dozens and dozens of manufacturers coming in offering light sport planes. So one of the things when you fly a light sport plane, the rules allow you to become a light sport instructor with only 150 hours and without a commercial license or an instrument rating. So at the Sebring Flight Academy, we bring people in and we teach them how to become light sport CFIs in 150 hours without a commercial and without an instrument. All of our students train with a light sport instructor. Maybe not all, we have some fully licensed instructors as well. But most of our students go in the light sport program. But in the 8 years we've been in business, no one has ever gotten a light sport rating. Everybody gets a private pilot license. So at 140 hours, our students take their private pilot flight test, and we have 100% pass. No one's ever failed. And at 150 hours, they take their flight instructor flight test. They have to pass the same written as a regular CFI. And now all our students become light sport CFIs at 150 hours. Now, they need 250 hours before they can take their commercial or their instrument. They're getting paid while they build the next 100 hours. Instead of paying for the plane, they're getting paid while teaching other students how to fly. And most of their students are all on the same career path. So when the student has 60 or 70 hours, they're ready to take their private, but they don't take it till 140. So they're going to fly another 80 hours just to get their hours up to 140. So during those 80 hours, oh, by the way, we don't allow any rentals. Nobody's taking the planes and going anyplace. It all has to be done locally and solo. So during that time, all the students are very happy to take a lesson on a commercial maneuver or an instrument procedure. So they're getting a lot of commercial and instrument training on their way to 140 hours. So when it's time for them to get their commercial and instrument, instead of costing $20,000 or $30,000, it only costs about $3,000 for the commercial, about $3,000 for the instrument, and that's what makes the Sebring Flight Academy unique, in that our students become CFIs in 150 hours, and they're getting paid for their flying, not paying for their flying. The other thing that makes the Sebring Flight Academy unique is all of our planes are kept in hangars. So they stay looking new. First of all, they are new, and they stay new because they're not getting exposed to the weather. We get occasional hurricane in Florida. They're not exposed to the high winds that could do some damage to the plane. They're all safely in hangars every night, so that the planes look new, stay new. They're not exposed to the weather. You're never going to find our fleet grounded because 3 of the planes flew over, and we don't have any planes left in our school because they were not kept in hangars. Almost no schools in the country keep their planes in hangars. It's just too expensive. Sebring Flight Academy, all the planes are hangared. We even have some lifts, so when we have too many planes, we can put a plane on a lift and have one Bristol on top of another Bristol. Another thing that makes the Sebring Flight Academy unique and possibly better than other schools is our school in New York has mostly Cessna Skyhawks. We have a couple of Bristols there, but it's mostly Skyhawks. And when the 30-year-old Skyhawk goes in for an annual inspection, it oftentimes takes 2 or 3 weeks before all the work is done. The Bristols, because they're simple planes, Rotex engine, and new, 1 day. They're in and out in 1 day. So they're always on the flight line, and they're not spending time down for maintenance. Oftentimes, our mechanic will come in at 6 o'clock at night and work till midnight and do the 100-hour annual inspection, and it not even off the schedule for 1 day. It's totally on the flight line, ready to go all the time. So put all those things together, and it makes the Sebring Flight Academy unique. And another thing, housing. Housing is always an issue. When we started the academy 8 years ago, I bought a 3-bedroom ranch home. That's a beautiful home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, garage, and we let our students stay there for $20 a night. So if somebody's coming in for LSA transition training or getting a checkout because they're buying a Bristol and they need some orientation training, they stay in our Sebring Flight Academy home for $20 a night. So that's also what makes the Sebring Flight Academy unique. The manager, Brant Howell's, got 14,000 hours, maybe more, and been doing this. He had his own flight school for many years, and he totally believes in the Landing Doctor program, which again is available at www.thelandingdoctor.com. That's another reason it's so safe, is we have great management, experienced management. We have our own twin-engine plane, so we can do the multi-engine training for people on a career path right there in Sebring. So we have a Redbird simulator, so on the bad days we can still get flying time in the simulator. So we have all those things going for us. Oh, the other thing, the weather. Sebring, Florida, it's sunny all the time. You're very rarely not flying because of weather, so you don't lose flights because of weather. Communication. Many students have trouble with the radio in the beginning. They're very intimidated at controlled airports talking on the radio. So we have our students talk on the radio, chatter, 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 because it's an uncontrolled airport. We can say whatever we want. Nobody's going to yell at us. We're not disturbing some jet coming in. There's no airline traffic. So it's a very relaxed airport, multiple runways, so you don't have to deal with too big a crosswind because there's 2 runways. The communication, like I said, is great because it's at a quiet airport. You're never number 8 to take off. It's not that crowded an airport. It's just a great, safe place. When you look around the airport, it's all a bunch of farms. If you ever did have some issue, there's always a safe place to land. Not that we've ever had an engine quit ever, but it's a nice farm environment around the airport. So those are some of the things that make the Sebring Flight Academy a great choice for your son or daughter. If they're on a career path, they can come to the Sebring Flight Academy and get all the training they need to become an airline pilot for probably significantly less than $40,000. And they'll have all the hours they need in probably less than 2 years. All of our students get to that first 1,000 hours they need to get their first flying job, and then they need 1,500 hours to get their airline job. And this all happens very quickly in the Sebring Flight Academy. And for students to spend $250,000 at a major university, if there's still students doing that today, which is very sad because a lot of them have student loans at very high interest rates, and especially if they miss a payment, the interest rates are astronomical. And the airlines need pilots so desperately, there's no more requirement for a college education. So the students that go through our school are prepared usually 2 years before the students who go to a major university, because they get right through our program. They're done with our program in 2 years, and at a major university that costs $250,000 takes 4 years. So there's most of the reasons why I feel the Sebring Flight Academy is the better choice for a young person on their way to becoming an airline pilot. So that's Lou Mancuso, the landing doctor. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps us grow in the aviation community.